This video, in all its bizarreness, was actually a fan request, so you can all blame each other in the Dearest Herschel fanbase for what is quite possibly, if not very likely, my most unhinged video to date. Yes, one of you out there genuinely requested I make a video on my top 10 hottest puzzles, digging deep through the over 2,300 puzzles featured in the franchise. Now, for someone who runs a channel dedicated to a puzzle game, I am notoriously bad at puzzles, as evidenced by the time I was given one at Comic-Con last May, and I still haven't solved it. But what actually qualifies as a hot puzzle? Well, the original requester didn't really specify, so whether that's a puzzle so hot it would leave you with third-degree burns and a quick trip to Stevenage Hospital, or a puzzle you'd be pleasantly surprised to find in the sale at Ann Summers, well, that's up to me. Before we begin, I will also state that this video technically has spoilers from Curious Village, Lost Future, Spectre's Call, Miracle Mask, Azran Legacy and Versus Ace Attorney, so watch at your own risk. But without any further dilly-dallying, let's take a look at my top 10 hottest puzzles. Let's kick things off with my 10th hottest puzzle, and I'm gonna have to go for an absolute classic here, One Poor Pooch from Curious Village. The idea behind this puzzle is to change the position of two matches in the diagram below to change the happy little doggo into a smelly old corpse at the side of the M6. While slightly macabre, it should be noted that this puzzle would not be able to exist if not for the matchsticks that make up the dog, and as we all know, matchsticks are used as a source of fire. A solid entry for position number 10. Next up is position 9, and I'm going to give this place to the 130th puzzle from Miracle Mask, Water, Wood and Fire. While an actual heat source isn't technically part of this puzzle, it does feature the word fire, and as we all know, fire is hot. In position 8 we've got another source of heat, and this time it's the mighty candle. Yes, as controversial as it may sound, I'm going to be using puzzle 15 from Curious Village as my 8th hottest puzzle, as we see 10 candles burning in a dining room. However, while certainly hotter than a matchstick, these candles do not all stay alight, and within the first few lines of the puzzle, 3 of them have blown out, ultimately lowering the temperature of the room. This therefore means that the candles of puzzle 15 will not be reaching any higher position in the top 10 hottest puzzles. Position 7 is awarded to a puzzle that follows similar logic to the puzzle in position 10, but it's somewhat less of a reach to the source of the heat. For in this position I shall be placing puzzle 88 from Spectre's Call, Fuel for the Fire. The puzzle asks you to figure out what month of the year it is from how many bundles of wood get placed on the fire in this chilly little cottage. While it's a little too complicated for my smooth monkey brain to understand while I'm writing the script, the sheer amount of wood bundles on that fireplace would make even the grandest of parlours into a proper sweaty sauna. Would not want to be in there during the summer months. Position number 6 takes us into yet another sweltering situation, as we enter the Room of Doom. This story puzzle in Azran Legacy, which must be solved in order to progress in the game, sees Descalais stuck in a room full of Azran golems, with no way to get out until he clears their traps. With all the impending doom, golems that can shoot death rays from their eyes, and the fear of being stuck in a sweaty tube for all of time with a bunch of other randos, would make this location awfully hot. And it's because of this that I'll be awarding this puzzle position number 6. We couldn't create a top 10 hottest puzzles list without also looking to one of the hottest crossovers of all time, Professor Layton vs Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And while there were plenty of coalescent conundrums throughout the game, I'm going to choose an entire chapter for position number 5, The Fire Witch. The trial in this chapter sees Phoenix defend Espella from human arson, basically, but also prosecute another person for human arson and witchcraft. All in all, the case ends with a great big fiery explosion, as the real witch is burned alive in a metal casket. And surely it can't get much hotter than that. Well... Position number 4 sees us reach a puzzle that you might not expect this high up in the list, for it is none other than Azran Legacy's 101st puzzle, In the Balance. I just said 101st. This puzzle is all about sorting out balance issues in a hot air balloon, which would undoubtedly be very hot. But it's not actually the puzzle we need to focus on here, but the result. Completing this puzzle will reward you with an item for Azran Legacy's fiery fashionista minigame, Dress Up. And not just any regular coat, trousers or Reebok trainers, but the infamous cat ears headband. Ooh to the fucking woo. As we head into the top 3 now, the tensions are getting high, and so is the temperature. But which form of hotness will come out on top? Without a doubt, my third hottest puzzle is gonna have to be Puzzle 43 from Gordon Reinhold's Quest for Love, the hidden secret game on the Japanese Curious Village website, first found by Reddit user XX_PeterG420_XX in 2021. The game sees Gordon venture through the streets of St. Mystere and the wider country in an attempt to find his one true love. Though for me, Puzzle 43 really sets the standard, as we have to help Gordon manage both his priorities and his finances, seeing if he really has enough money for a train ticket from Glasgow Central to Bridgewater for an old colleague's funeral, while also resubbing to Belle Delphine's OnlyFans. A truly hot puzzle, if I do say so myself. Again, this is a bit of a cheeky one, as it's not technically a puzzle in the traditional sense, but it was still a puzzling case to solve. For me, at position number 2, I've got to go with request number 3 from Azran Legacy's Dress Up minigame, Brenda Triton. Because, well, who wouldn't want her BBM pin? Damn. And so we're now at the top of the list, and it's time to reveal my spiciest, sweatiest, steamiest puzzle to date at position number 1. And I'm sure you're all now on the edge of your seats, waiting in anticipation for me to reveal what I personally would rate as the most obscene, raunchiest, or possibly even off-colour, risque puzzle. Filthier than the dirty jar in Curious Village, or hotter than the neighbourhoods Clive torched with his mecha in Lost Future. And well, it's this one from Lost City. It's a riddle about fire, you know. It makes sense. Honestly, cannot believe you made me make this. Some of you really need Jesus. Good grief, honestly. Seek help. I need a drink.
Did you agree with Bob's top 10? Leave your top 10 puzzles in the comments below and make sure to share with your friends. See you next time, Puzzle Pals!